And with that, today, speaking about the idea suggestion portal, we'll cover why we're going to talk about this topic, the data and the sentiment that led us to do some changes. What are these changes? And Q&A with our product operations manager, Gili Rinat, who will be joining us in a few moments. So just in case you've never submitted a suggestion, User Voice, it's a standard off-the-shelf tool. This is not something that we develop in-house. We use it, integrate it, gave it our UI, but it's basically as is. It's used by a bunch of different software companies. You can read them here in the description. The things that it allows you guys to filter and view existing suggestions, also by category. You can also submit, view, vote. You can look at feature requests and provide feedback about it or your both ideas and requests. And it can also be for the product side, but also the business side. Search, comments, subscribe for updates, some of the additional features available for you guys. From our perspective, it enables a public space. So there's discussions and we can respond to them, including the status updates such as released, etc., which we will be discussing soon. And of course, this is a key tool for the Atera product prioritizing, which is much of what we'll be discussing with Gili as well. We just wanted to show you your side, our side. Here I just threw in a suggestion to involve the community manager, and in the admin view you can see that there's a bunch of different parameters. So it's the voting, but it's a different additional metrics such as how critical it was, and this allows us a quick skim view to understand what requires our attention. Another thing that we want to transparently share with you, this year we had quite a lot of activity, a lot of ideas, comments, votes, and it was from a wide collection of users and accounts. However, yeah, it's notable. We are seeing that there is less use of user voice. And when we're kind of considering why this happened, and we add it to your sentiment, it's clear that there's less trust in this tool. Today, we want to talk about that and how we plan on changing it. So when I spoke about the sentiment, there are people, I'm hoping maybe they're here today with us. I know that some of them are. I'll just quickly read the first one. Stop giving people false hope in the request page, as it is heartbreaking. I think that this is, it's from the bottom of the guts. I appreciate it, Coolnerio. We also had our discussion, and yeah, we don't want to have a tool that is just there to be a tool. We want to use it. And this is another thing that was said, that I have perhaps the best position to join and help this, tidying it up, taking the different PMs and looking at it. So we looked at this responsibility and I shared it with the team, and that's how I met your product operations manager. So everybody, please welcome Gili Rinat.
Hello.
Hey Gili, how are you?
I'm great. Very excited to be here and talk with you and with our customers about user voice and how we can manage it better. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, thank you so much. Gili is a lot of fun to work with. She's very open. She has good ideas and she's up for changes. That's from my side. So I'm very lucky to be collaborating with her. And she was extremely happy to join into this webinar as well. So we'll be talking a bit about what's new. The first item, how we're looking at the different items, and I'll cover that quickly. So we kind of looked at the roles and responsibilities internally and kind of segmented them on a timeline, right? There is the past, which we nicknamed the cleanup. And that will be more gradual because there's a lot of different suggestions and we'll be looking at them from now and gradually going back. This will include updating whatever was released, updating whatever is planned, merging similar suggestions, etc., as you can read over here. The interesting bit is for you guys is that there will be follow-ups. For example, if there is something that we don't understand quite well, or we want to start looking at use cases, you might see an email from our product manager. So if you see an email from Gili, similar to mine, that's a good thing. It's not a phishing scam. For everything that is new, so now we have a regular cadence. Something comes in, we can triage it on a regular cadence, and that means that you get quicker status updates and transparency. And of course, we're going to run the same processes as whatever you saw here in the past. For the future, we're looking at improving funnels. Gili will be talking about that a bit later on, and yes, it will involve AI. And from my side, representing the community with meta feedback. So for example, if you think, hey, there is something missing in this tool and the way that the procedure is going on, now you can easily relay that information with me, and we'll see how we can change it in the backend or change the way that we look at it altogether. One last thing that we're looking in the future is that we want to expand it, not just feature update, right? So you expected feature A to behave in some sort of way, and now we're also considering that if there is something that is on a business level. And I'm going to give an example. We just had this RCA incident. Perhaps you want to see RCAs in a dedicated page that you can see historically, etc. I'm just throwing an idea, and maybe someone says, hey, that's actually pretty good. Let's see that as something that Atera provides for us. And now we'll look at more granular statuses and updated categories. So Gili, would you like to go through the closed ones?
Yes. We have released and declined, which are kind of self-explanatory in a way. The only change that we implemented, and it's very important, would be you guys being able to comment following the status change. Let's say we have released a feature and it is missing something, or the capability is not exactly what you were looking for. We are looking to get your feedback on that idea in user voice. So make sure you are commenting within that specific idea and not really creating a new one, because that's going to be it's going to be more helpful if you comment within that idea. Same goes for declined. If an idea is declined, and let's say you guys are less satisfied or have maybe suggestions and more thoughts on that specific idea, would love to hear from you. So it's not like we're closing it, it disappears. No, we are still like, we want to hear your feedback. And we have the archived. As part of the process we started doing with Gili, so it will be more accessible and easier for us to go through it. So we did do a cleanup over the last month of ideas that have not had any votes or comments in the last 2 years. So these were deleted, not deleted, they were archived. But if you maybe had an idea that you submitted 2 years ago and was archived, you can resubmit it. It's not like it's gone. You can resubmit it if it's still something that you have interest in. It was just part of the process that we really wanted to start things kind of fresh. So that's what we did. Yeah, these are the closed statuses, and I think, yeah, you can go ahead.
I think that it's really it's turning this mountain into an accomplishable task, right? We want to have this as a task work on it, and by having it remade into a hill, it's something that we can take and commit to, and that's the main idea of what we're trying to do. So yeah, I'll continue with the open statuses. Under review, it means that now we're considering it, we're looking at it, we're researching it, and the PMs, after I submit it to them to reviewing, sometimes the reviewing could be, for example, hey, I think that maybe we have a solution for that, or maybe I think there is an update for one of our solutions. They'll be looking at and returning back with how they want to proceed with it. This leads us to one of the new statuses, which is need more information. So I've been going through some of the requests, and many of them are crystal clear, and we understand exactly what you're looking for, and you're doing a good job there. But there are cases where they aren't. This is exactly where we'll be using that, and later on I'll show how we're also improving this. All of these statuses, by the way, they will have like a canned response, and it will provide you the additional insight the way that Atera sees it, so that you can get the best response. For planned, this is the good news. It means that it is in one of the planning areas. So just to explain that, on the roadmap, you will see things that are already have a designated development date or estimate. Usually it's within the bounds of a quarter. You'll see it as planned, and then there's coming soon, and there's recent releases. That's the way on the roadmap. Here, we're also talking about things that are a bit more granular in their time scope. For example, if they're starting the research phase or the design phase, I will already mark it as planned. It still means that it will take more time, more than the roadmap for sure, but it means that we're already on it. And by reflecting this back with the people that voted and suggested, you will have a better picture. Lastly, we added future consideration. And actually for this one, I wanted to lead it with an example. So MDM, right? We value it. We understand that this is a crucial part of IT world, especially today with more and more mobile devices. However, this is not one of the specific areas that we're looking at the moment. It's not because we don't want to. We really would. But it's one of the things that within our resources, within our mindset, within what we're trying to achieve in Atera moving forward, it's not necessarily one of those that we can say, okay, this is going to happen at the moment. Obviously, it's not declined, right? And it's not something that necessarily requires additional review. It means that it's moving into the future of the Gantt. So with that kind of the categories, this is a quick skim. We added some of the updated Atera categories, especially the AI ones or ITSM. For the marketplace and integrations, we were missing many of those, so they were now added. And we still have the no category and other, which is simply to say that we haven't filled them in yet. However, if you get to one of these, I would appreciate ping me and I can add other categories that are currently missing so that it's easier for other people to navigate, find them, and vote. So this is the main event for today, our recommitment to transparency. And this is why I really wanted Gili to join us. So when we started talking about user voice, one of the first things that I was interested in asking you is, how are we going to look at this? What is the importance of this area for you? And I think that we kind of came up with a few essential questions that we'll go through them in a moment. But first, if you kind of want to give your insight to user voice and how you see it.
Yeah. So we are actively using user voice all the time. We're having two, I guess, main uses to user voice. The first one would be the ongoing process of our product managers, where we plan every quarter, we plan what we plan to design, what we plan to release, and then our product managers, when they go into the process of planning for every quarter, they actually review all the ideas under their domain and have this as a justification for a specific idea. Let's say we had a lot of votes for a parent child ticket, and we have been taking that into account when we say this is something that is going to give a lot of value to our customers, and that's why the specific PM is choosing to develop this feature. So it's really the ongoing process of planning every quarter and reviewing new ideas and new suggestions on user voice. So really always vote on things. The fact that something is not looked at maybe for like 2 quarters or a year doesn't mean that it's not we're not considering it. If we see a lot of traffic and we see an uptick in votes, it is something that we are always looking at and really considering when we are planning what to release and what's going to give the most value. And the second thing, and it has been something that what I was doing a lot, is basically looking at the specific ideas once we decided maybe that we want to design them, we want to implement them within Atera. So I am actively reaching out to the voters, to the people who commented on that idea, reaching out, asking them, would you like to maybe tell us exactly about your specific use case? Would you maybe want to give us some more information? Because our product managers really want to understand the whole picture of what exactly is your need. Some other way which we are looking for feedback is also through the community. We always want to collect feedback, and we have various sources. As Gilgi said, we are posting surveys in the community. We are collecting feedback from conversation of our customers with the customer support, our customer support representatives. We are collecting feedback from your support tickets, and we have implemented recently a system that aggregates everything with AI and enables us to see the whole picture. But user voice is definitely one of the main big sources that we look at, and it's something that has always been a priority for us. The only missing piece, and that's why we were so happy, the product R&D department, when Gilgi suggested that he'll take a more active part, because we were really missing on the communicating part. We were looking at the ideas, but we were not really updating the statuses and having a more transparent layout of user voice. So we were really thrilled, and this was a missing piece for us, because we are always using it, but we're just not really good at communicating, and that's what Gilgi's been doing so well since he started in Atera. So yeah.
Thank you so much for the kind words. I'm a bit embarrassed, but thank you. Yeah, it's exactly what I want to join. You already have like two strongholds there. Like you said, it's the prioritizing, it's the research, and once you do something but you don't report it, it's almost as if you didn't do it. As you guys said, when there's new features, we want to know, and this is another angle that can help. So I'll move to a few kind of quick ping pong questions. Oh, sorry, this was a good actually example of what you were saying, Gili. This is just an example of the way that the PMs present for each quarter. They're looking at the different elements that they brought in, and they're also reflecting at it as it was brought in user voice. So this is something that is completely transparent, and it's a crucial part of their work process. This was just to support kind of what Gili was saying. So let's go through the different questions that I've been receiving in the community and I had myself. For you guys, is there any difference in how you look at seemingly very easy suggestions versus complex features that require more work perhaps, or more elements?
Yeah, so we are looking at various factors when we look at which like our product managers, when they look at which features and capabilities they would want to develop. We are looking at what kind of value this would bring to the customers. We are always considering security factors and how easy it's going to be for our customers to really implement and understand the specific feature, and how fast this is going to be developed. It is one of the consideration, how many resources we have, but it's not the main thing, because we are really looking to enhance the value that Atera is giving to you guys. And so for example, I have mentioned it before, parent-child ticket is a very big project we are rolling out right now. At this moment, it's only out for our beta testers, a few beta testers, but it's something it's a very big commitment, but it's something that we understand its value. So we decided to, and we saw it's very big also on user voice. So we decided we'll go through with it.
Yeah, I'm just looking, one of the comments, example would be to take 2 seconds to fix the CSS for the event viewer window size, yet it still does not get any attention. So we'll be looking out for that suggestion indeed. And then we can parameter that with the other parameters that Gili was sharing. Another one of the questions that I had for you when we were working together. So say there's a new feature, right? And you guys update me, Gil, please go ahead to the community, tell them that there's something new coming out. And then I write a post about it, and everybody can see how it works. The link to the knowledge-based articles, etc. Say they have feedback now. There's something that is not working as expected, or perhaps it started a new idea of what Atera can deliver for them. What's the best way to give feedback about newly offered features?
So we are always looking to get feedback from our customers in each and every stage of the development, even just as we start to imagine the concept and even after we release the actual feature. I think the best way, we also mentioned you can write it in user voice, but I think the best way is through the community. Gilgi is very efficient in really delivering that feedback back to us. And it's something we do consider. We have a few versions of features that we are rolling out at different stages. And we take feedback from the community very seriously. Only like last month, we had some feedback from one of the users in the community, and he ended up meeting one of our product managers on that specific issue that he had with feature that we released. So it is something that we always are looking forward to your feedback, and we can change and some capabilities to really the specific use cases that you guys have.
Thank you. So for the next one, you talked about the rollout process and the way that you collect feedback. Can you explain a bit more about how it works and what kind of customers it is that you're collecting the feedback from along the way?
So we have a few ways that we are working. We have some features that we collect feedback in an ad hoc kind of way. If you guys are voting on user voice or have maybe wrote or replied to a survey on the community, we can reach out to you and jurors or collect your feedback through the survey. We also have beta testers, beta community, not community, just testers, and they have a different environment than most of our customers. It means that they have releases of some of our features that we roll out, and they give us instant feedback on these specific features. But we are always encouraging you guys to reach out to us through Gilgi and through the community, and it's the easiest way for me at least to get a very direct connection to you.
I can add on that. When perhaps some of you is sharing their feature in the community, I will be taking that and inputting it through another system, not user voice. So that means that whenever I see something that is helpful, it's concrete and understandable. Because saying that something is bad, obviously, you raise a point, but now I'm always asking you, how is it bad, so that I can put something that is helpful for the PMs. And like Gili was saying, the community surveys that we just uploaded the dashboard for Copilot. So if you are Copilot users and you would like to see a dashboard, now is the time. Search for the thread. Tell us what you want to see there. So the last question, that kind of my quick question, users, they say something somewhere, they have a good suggestions, and then how can they see what was done with their feedback?
The best way, as we mentioned it, would be the roadmap. As you said before, these are the main features that we release are going to be showing up there. But also you are updating the community, and now that we are committed to a more transparent user voice platform, we are going to be updating the statuses there. And if you are subscribed to a specific idea, you will get an email that says this feature is released or was released with a short explanation from Gilgi. And it's really hopefully will help us be more transparent and for you guys to know exactly which features are rolling out, so you'd be prepared.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I think that that's one of the main, like we said, that's one of the main advantages of user voice, because we email the updates and you can check them over there. That means that if you suggested something or voted for something, you will essentially be getting all the updates about your feedback. So with that, we also kind of wanted to look at best practices and clarify how it looks like moving forward. So this is our simple guide, and once again, I'll be sharing this as a post so that we're all aligned. Before you suggest search, if it's already out there and you vote for it, for us, it's the exact same equivalent. So even if you create essentially a duplicate of the suggestion, anyway, what we're going to look at is to merge it so that we can combine as many votes as possible. Already today, we do that, and if you look at the big ones, it's usually because we're taking different suggestions and merging them. If you have something that is slightly different, right? It's the same area, it's the same domain, you have a different solution than what someone else perhaps brought in their suggestion, we still think that it's valuable and worthwhile to put it together in the same suggestion. Like I said, it means that we look at all the different parameters of what you're bringing in, and we can review it as two different opportunities for the same problem. If we still think that it needs separation, that's also one of the tools that we have in the back end, and then we'll be diverted between them. Some of the key elements in the submission, try to be as clear as possible. The title should be concise, and the main idea should already be there. Use keywords because that's easy to search. You know, if it's the RMM areas, if it's queries, if it's tickets, when you're using that, people can find it easier. If you have instructions how to recreate something, that is the best. And this is quite new. We just added it in the past few weeks. You can now also add visual support, images, GIFs. To my knowledge, videos are still a problem, but you can link to them if you have an outside source, such as YouTube, etc. You can share your suggestions in the community. This is something that I encourage all the time. When we build momentum together, and you can discuss it with people, that means that you're getting more people involved. They will more likely upvote for it. And if you think that maybe, as we were saying, there's one solution for it, perhaps we can find that there are better solutions for the same issue and pain. And if you see any duplicates, if you see suggestions that perhaps we already released and I have yet to reach them in my gradual workout, feel free to send it back. And like I said, if you have meta suggestions for the user voice tool, let me know. If it's possible and we can check things with our account managers, we'll add it for sure. Just to show what we were talking about. So in the past, this is how it looked like when you had a new feature that you were suggesting. And now you will just have this little box below, drop or click to upload files. And this should make adding this is also available now in comments, a bit easier. And I've also added a section so that we can get the conversations going in the community. So if you have an idea, you want to discuss it, you want to suggest meta feedback, this is the best way that you can nest it within the community. So with that, we'll move to questions. I answered some of them in chat, but I'll just review them together. Jonathan asked, user voice has a few suggestions which are essentially the same. Is there any control over duplicate suggestions? So yes, through merges. When we merge, we take all the different parameters and combine them together so nothing is lost in that process. We can always split it back if there was something that we misunderstood and you're saying, hey, this is not the same idea. That's possible on our end, so this is reversible. Nathan asked earlier, can we still see archived ones? Yes, you can. We're closing them for voting and commenting, but you can recreate a duplicate of it if you think that it's still relevant. Again, Atera went through a lot of changes over the years. There are some things that we looked at and we said, this is just not part of the DNA of what Atera has to offer. There was also a question about if we want to integrate with Trello. And that's another way to improve the roadmap. I had the pleasure of working with Trello in the past. I enjoy that software a lot. They're great, they're awesome. But currently, we're managing the roadmap through user voice tool as well, to my knowledge. Correct, Gili? Just want to verify it. Gili, we're using user voice roadmap tool. I think so. Not sure. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, a blip on the connectivity. The idea portal though is supposed to be continuing with user voice, and to my knowledge, also Trello are not offering that. So user voice is still safe. It's the best way to add your suggestions. Another one asked, what's the preferred method to be pinged? Mail, WhatsApp, Reddit, anywhere that is convenient for you. I look at everything. I admit that for me in the community, it's easy. But Reddit DMs, I also get back to them. It sometimes can take me a day or two, but I try to get back to everyone. If we can consider expanding the system to include, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I exactly, that's exactly the question I wanted to answer, Nathan. It really depends on if you're talking about a usability issue. Let's say something in the UI is mixed up, or something that you think could be handled in a different way. We are encouraging you to put it in user voice if it's usability. If it's a bug, you can also put it in user voice, but please open a support ticket through our website, because we know we have known bugs, and I guess the system kind of works in a similar way. So for our R&D, the way that we handle bugs and the way we prioritize certain issues. So please open a ticket with our support, but also make sure you write that in user voice, and maybe you find some other people that are experiencing the same type of issue.
Yeah, it's different funnels that lead eventually to the same results from your point of view. For what you are adding, I do open a lot of support tickets, but you never share bug numbers. I am not familiar. Maybe this is a good actually idea for next time, community town hall, to involve support. It seems that this is a connection that is also worth exploring and sharing more information with you guys and optimizing the funnels. So this is actually a really good idea for the next time, and I promise you that I will be looking at that. And I think that also that covers, as Gili was saying, expanding the system to include known issues, bugs. Like she said, I think that there is a lot of reason to go through support that allows more back and forth for them. For example, to understand the logs, what's going on. They have more tool sets over there that we don't have with user voice. Yeah, okay, so we have a few more minutes. If there's another question, I just want to make sure. Yay, Matthias. For the roadmap, can you add a bit more detail of what it includes? You gave an example. Agent 2.0, for example, allows a lot of interpretation. I like that feedback. So the roadmap is updated by another colleague of ours. He works in a similar manner with Gili and the rest of the team. I'll provide him this feedback for sure. There is, I think, a limitation how much information can be added there. So it's not that they can add, for example, a full feature list of what's going to be, but for sure, Agent 2.0, if it doesn't have additional detailing, we'll add more. Thanks for the question. Okay, so once again, thank you so much for joining us, for bringing your questions, for bringing your interest. I will be sharing this in the community, and I'm looking for your feedback about this. It's an endless feedback loop from our side. Gili, also to you, thank you so much for taking the time and being so warm and welcoming. You and the whole product team seem to be really on with this, so it's a lot of fun working with you guys.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gilgi.
Of course. So one last thing before we say goodbye, I'm giving you a quick sneak peek, and I'll give you a few moments if you want to scan. We have an online event that is coming up. It's September. We're giving you enough time in advance to make sure that you're free. The time zone is in the States, but it's available and open for everyone. And there's going to be live demoing and testimonials with different customers that are already working with our AI agents and autonomous IT. I would love to see you guys there. We're also going to have a little reward for the community members. So that's something that I personally look towards. And I am also now going to be sharing a survey. It should launch and you should see it. It's really short. It's about 4 questions and should pop up on your screen. I have to trust because I don't see your screens, but it's available for you there. Okay, so wherever you're logging in from, thank you so much. Gili, once again, thank you. And see you guys soon in the community.